What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Michigander Man, and today I am in Riverside Cemetery right here in Albion, Michigan. We are at section 123, and I am here today to visit the grave of one of Detroit Tigers' earliest players, James Thomas Maguire. Now, Detroit Tigers were founded in 1894, and Maguire played for them in 1903. So he was one of the earliest players for the Detroit Tigers. But I thought we would stop real quick and pay our respects to his final resting place. But if you want to find him, he is in Riverside Cemetery, section 123, right by the main intersection right there. He is buried right here, right by this mausoleum right here, straight ahead. You'll see that mausoleum, looking for landmarks, and right next to it there is James Thomas Maguire's final resting place. Right here in Riverside Cemetery. Maguire was born in Youngstown, Ohio in 1863. He moved as a boy to Cleveland, learned to play baseball on the lots of that city, and at the age of 18 was playing for the Woodlands team. As a young man, he moved to Albion, Michigan, where he worked as an apprentice in an iron foundry in Albion and played baseball on the weekends. Maguire first gained note playing baseball for a team in Hastings, Michigan, where he paired with pitcher Lady Baldwin. Maguire was reputed to be the only catcher within a 50-mile radius who could handle the left-handed Baldwin and his incendiary fastball and a sinuous curve, a so-called snake ball. At the age of 19, Maguire began his professional baseball career in 1883 with the Terre Haute Indiana Club. Maguire made his major league debut in June 1884 with the Toledo Blue Stockings of the Americans Association. He hit .185 in 151 at-bats and appeared in 45 games. At Toledo, he shared the catching responsibilities with Moses Fleetwood Walker, the first African-American player in Major League Baseball. Maguire and Walker each caught 41 games for the Blue Stockings. The Blue Stockings finished in 8th place out of 13 teams, with a 46-58 record, and folded after the 1884 season. Maguire began the 1885 season playing for the Indianapolis Hoosiers of the newly formed Western League. Maguire appeared in 16 games for the Hoosiers, who were the dominant team in the Western League, applying an .880 winning percentage. In mid-June 1885, the Western League disbanded, and a mad rush developed to sign the players on the Indianapolis roster, a lineup that included Maguire, Sam Thompson, Sam Crane, Chub Collins, Jim Donnelly, Max Query, Gene Morality, and Dan Casey. Sam Thompson later told that the colorful story of the Detroit Wolverines' acquisition of the Indianapolis players. Detroit sent two representatives, Marsh and Mahoney, to Indianapolis principally to sign the Hoosiers' battery of Larry McKeon and Jim Keenan. The Wolverines were outbid by the Cincinnati Reds for McKeon and Keenan, but wound up with the Hoosiers manager Bill Watkins and the rest of the team's starting lineup. The only catch was that a 10-day waiting period would allow other teams to outbid Detroit. Marsh and Mahoney promptly sent the players to Detroit and quartered them in a hotel there. The next morning, the players were told that the team had arranged a finishing trip for them. The players boarded the steamship Annette and enjoyed the first day and night of successful fishing. After 3 days, the players became suspicious, and the ship captain laughed when asked when they would return to Detroit. The captain admitted he had been ordered to keep them out at sea for 10 days. The players were only later presented with their accumulated mail, which included scores of offers from other clubs. A writer in the Detroit Free Press later noted Detroit magnates showed some inside baseball brains and great finessing in sending the players away from all tempers for that period when they belonged to no club. Once at Detroit, Maguire hit .190 in 121 at-bats and served as the backup for catcher Charlie Bennett. Bennett caught 62 games and Maguire 31. While the Wolverines, Maguire was reunited with Lady Baldwin and snakeball pitcher who he had caught in Hastings. Despite the infusion of talent from Indianapolis, the Wolverines finished in 6th place with a 41-67 record. How did he acquire the nickname the Deacon? Well, it is stated that his teammates gave him the nickname in 1900 because he was so straight arrow, and he had never been fined or ejected from a game. Multiple accounts support the widely publicized claim that he was never fined or ejected from a game, and described Maguire as placid, easygoing, hardworking, and thoroughly conscious. The Tigers management valued Maguire not only for his playing ability, but also because of his coaching was figured on to aid greatly in developing the young material that the Tigers were bringing together. At the age of 38, Maguire was the fourth oldest player in the American League. His batting average dropped to .227, his lowest level since 1886, and his WAR rating fell to 0.7. The Tigers finished in 7th place with a 52-83 record. During the 1903 season, Maguire again shared catching duties with Below 69 games for Maguire and 63 games for Below. Maguire hit .250 and earned a 1.2 WAR rating. The Tigers finished in 5th place with a 57-71 record. In 1936, H.G. Salsinger wrote on an article that was published in the Sporting News, crediting Maguire as the first catcher to pad a glove. Salsinger wrote that Maguire resorted to a criminal method of stuffing his glove with a piece of raw steak to absorb the shock. Salsinger wrote that manufacturers took a hint from Maguire and began padding catchers' mitts with felt and hair. Schlesinger opted the modern catchers should erect a monument to repay the debt owed to Maguire's innovation. Maguire claimed he came up with the idea when he was catching for pitcher Hank O'Day at Toledo in 1884. Maguire said that O'Day threw the heaviest and hardest ball ever caught, and that O'Day's pitches came like a shell from a cannon. Maguire recalled the reinforced full-fingered catcher's glove had just came into use the year before. One day on my way to the old Toledo Park on Monroe Street, I passed a butcher pounding brown steak. It gave me an idea, and I went in and bought it. A lot of it, I put pieces of it in my glove, and the start of every inning, and Hank's pitches beat that steak into a pulp. Maguire's wife recalled her husband's using a piece of beefsteak and noted at game's end it would be hamburger. Maguire played before the advent of most modern protective equipment, and his fingers were reportedly gnarled, broken, bent, split, and crooked by the end of his career. In 1914, a man who was believed to have gone insane twice attempted to kill Maguire. The first attempt was at Maguire's cabin in Duck Lake, Michigan, using both an axe and a revolver. The second attempt was at Maguire's home in Albion using a repeating rifle. Maguire was reported to have narrowly escaped death. After retiring from baseball, Maguire returned to his home in Albion. He coached the Albion College baseball team in 1926 and worked as a chicken farmer. Maguire died in 1936 at the age of 72.